Hey team, I am here with Gary Allen, and Gary was a client of Skinny with Vinny just a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to share some of Gary's story with the folks who are maybe on the fence with joining, thinking about joining a fitness program, and I wanted to share some insight from Gary. So Gary, first of all, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know if there's a busy person within the group, you were that person. You're going to school, you're doing homework, you're in the National Guard. I mean, you had a lot going on, but you still managed to meal prep, go hit your workouts, do your thing, and have great results. So first question for you is, what made you, or why did you decide to join Skinny with Vinny?
Well, thank you for having me first off. And yeah, I ended up deciding to join because I had to switch up my fitness routine. What I was doing was not working. The whole bro science thing and, you know, going to the gym, stuffing your face with a bunch of Chipotle afterwards with the boys. You know, that stuff wasn't going to work anymore. Yeah. Things needed to change. And let's get real, time isn't on my side anymore either. So, you know, there's a time when you can and can't do that. So you always hear about keto and all this other stuff. Yeah. And then you always read about how it's bad for you in some way. Yeah. So I needed something that was tested, proven in the old school method. So I decided that the best option would be Skinny with Vinny for right now. Switch things up and, you know, invest in yourself, invest in your fitness. Yeah. I mean, I think it was a good, realistic plan.
So one of the things, and I brought this up before with some other folks, about 95% of the people, when they see the food list, they are excited or surprised or even overwhelmed by the amount of food that they are allowed to eat, because typically we all believe the lie that you got to eat less, cut your calories, cut your carbs, and eat hardly anything to lose weight. But you share what you thought about all the food and your success with the diet.
Yeah, what I thought about that was I was actually shocked to find out that I was a little stagnant. Mm-hmm. I had pretty good cardio. I was lifting well and all that other stuff, but when it came to results, I was pretty stagnant from under eating, and I was under eating significantly. Yep. And I consider myself someone who does have a pretty good appetite, but it was the spacing, it was what I was eating. It just was not. It wasn't doing anything for me. Right. So that definitely was a shocker to me to find that out. So I was like, wow. I was going to quit the program after that. No, I'm kidding with you. I'm kidding.
No, all this food, and that's the thing is we tend to believe that you have to cut to lose weight, but in reality, you don't have to do that. Now, there is a time and a place where you can start to begin to make adjustments and cuts depending on your goals, but for the average person, you don't have to cut to lose weight. So thank you for sharing that. Kind of one more question I wanted to ask Gary is, if somebody was on the fence, if they are like, I don't know if this is for me, I'm kind of overwhelmed, embarrassed with my fitness, I'm too old, I'm too young, I don't know enough, what advice might you give somebody who's thinking about joining a fitness program, and why Skinny Vinny might be good for them?
Well, I'm going to say this. When it comes to anything, be open to trying it, of course, but Skinny with Vinny is a hell of a lot cheaper than a bypass surgery. So, you know, let's look at our options here.
I appreciate you saying that, Gary, because one of the other things is there's been some folks in the group who have got off of medications because of their adjustments to diet. And like you say, you know, surgery, medications, whatever the case might be down the road. And heck, just feeling good at 75 or 80 years old, you know, not being overweight or taking all the medications could be great for somebody. So thank you for sharing that.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Any other advice you want to give someone, or anything you'd like to add before we go?
Yeah, what I like to add is I think that the workouts, with how intense they were, they kind of opened up new routines for me. So it's nothing for me to do an hour on the stair climber. Before, I would just do 20, 30 minutes at the max. Yeah. But it kind of just unleashed a whole new level for me. Cool. It's nothing now to do 100 reps of a certain exercise. Even when I'm in the gym and I go to the sauna, it's nothing for me to just bust out 100 sit-ups while I'm in there, for example. Yeah. And I have been doing that, but the number 100 is just not as intimidating as it used to be anymore. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. So what Gary's saying is, we switch up the workouts on a weekly basis, and there will be some workouts within the course where you would be asked to do 100 reps of certain exercises. So maybe at first when you see that, even myself, I'm like, man, 100 is a lot. But once you get used to doing that and your muscles kind of get accustomed to it to a degree, it's not so overwhelming anymore. So thank you for sharing that as well. I didn't tell anyone, I haven't asked you this yet, but what were your results? How much weight did you lose? Could you share that with the folks?
Yes, I ended up losing, and this was when I was able to do it consistently. I lost a total of 17 pounds. I lost like 4 inches off of my waist.
Yep.
I started hearing about all the time, man, you look like you tightened up a bit, and I did. Yep. So it happened like kind of fast, just with switching things up, eating more.
Yep.
And that made a big difference. I've never had an issue with what I ate. I don't really binge. The worst thing I do is on the weekends, you know, I like some Popeyes or Chipotle or something. Right. But besides that, I really don't like do McDonald's or anything like that. So just scheduling everything out made a big difference.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing all this, Gary. We really appreciate that. And if you're on the fence, take some of Gary's advice, and we would love to have you within Skinny with Vinny. So thank you, Gary. And remember, you owe me a workout at Lifetime, so I'm going to hold you to that. We're going to do a workout together here soon.
Oh, for sure. You're on. You're on.
All right, cool.